Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you had a wonderful April. And today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in April. We can have fun with the results of which classic I will read, chosen by you guys. It's going to be a surprise for everyone. So that will be near the end of the video. So in the month of April, I only read 2 books. And I'm content with that. I enjoyed both of them. I took about a week and a half to 2 weeks each on each one of them because I just truly enjoyed them. I'm also excited that they are very underhyped books on BookTube, so hopefully I'm introducing you to 2 books that you probably haven't heard before. So that's kind of exciting. So let's just get into it. So the 2 books that I read that I'm sure no one has heard of on BookTube, the first book that I read is V.E. Schwab, A Darker Shade of Magic. This book just does not get enough love. I have not heard this book on I'm kidding. Obvi! 2 books that I read are A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas and V.E. Schwab, A Darker Shade of Magic. Of course you've heard of these. They're all over the place. If you haven't, maybe you're new to BookTube. Welcome to BookTube, everyone. Really enjoyed reading both of these this month. So I just dedicated both these black and red covers to the month of April. Is someone drilling outside? What is happening? Oh gosh, I just realized what that noise was. It's because I'm making rice. I don't know if you can see the steam. Because I'm hungry, you guys. I'm making chicken and rice for myself. You know, I thought someone was drilling into my door or something. But anyway, I'm vamping up my book reviews. So I'm starting with first impressions. So I'm going to talk about the book cover. Does the book cover reflect the story? The book length, chapter length. So these are all aesthetic first impressions. Then we're going to go to overall writing, then the storyline progression. Then we can talk about characters, character relations, plot and story, imagery, and then would I recommend this book? So I would just like to have more concise book reviews, and this is my steps towards that. Eventually I'd like to kind of write it out, not like a script, but at least have talking points that I remember to say. But right now, these are what I'm going by, and I'm just gonna wing it. Let's talk about the first book that I read, which is V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab, A Darker Shade of Magic, which she lives in Nashville, and we shop at those same bookstores. I knew it. I knew it was gonna fall. I saw it. Can I film a video? Goodness gracious. Like I was saying, she lives in Nashville, okay? We shop at the same bookstore, Parnassus Books. I need to have meet cute with her because I need to talk to her. First, in the perfect world, I would finish the whole series and Vicious, then I can talk to her. I want to meet her then, not like when I've read one book of hers. But I truly, I really liked this book. My first impressions, love the book cover, love the graphics on both the UK version and the American version. I like how simple it is. The only thing is the second book has a red spine and the rest are white, and I feel like that throws it off. But I'm going to get the second book anyway. I feel like it reflects the story. It's very modern. She's very into urban dystopian kind of feels, or urban fantasies. Like, that definitely reflects that. And it shows that there are 2 Londons. Right now we just have the black and the red London. The book length, I think she just does a really fantastic job at making it really simmery, and you really want to take your time and settle into the story. That's why I wanted to really sit and read this. It was enjoyable. I don't know how the rest of the series is, but this first one was very enjoyable. I enjoyed the length of it. I didn't feel like it was too long. She really has a way of keeping you compelled, but then kind of pulling you back a little bit and keeping you compelled. But you're still very interested throughout the whole thing, but she doesn't give you everything all at once. Overall writing, beautiful writing. Storyline progression, I feel like I've touched upon that. It has a very, very nice pace to it, very natural, and I wanted to take my time with it. So the characters, of course, we have the main character, Kel, whom I love. A little arrogant, but very smooth, very smart. He can kind of drift throughout the different parallel Londons, and of course there's some secrets hidden. There's a lot he doesn't remember about his previous life. Something happened to shut down Black London. He doesn't really remember his past. So that is one of my favorite aspects of this whole thing, is that we could find out what has happened to Kel throughout this whole series. So it doesn't really touch upon that in kind of this first book, but I'm super excited to find out what has happened to Kel. He has been adopted by the royal family in the Red London. I'm thinking like Red Kingdom, I guess, but in Red London, and Rye is his kind of step brother. I love their relationship. But then we have Delilah Bard, who's kind of a pickpocket. She's a pirate. She's very tough. She can definitely fend for herself. She will kill if she has to. She ends up kind of stealing something from Kel that Kel really needs. So then we have Holland, who I really enjoyed Holland's story too. So Kel is an Antari, so is Holland, and there's very little Antares left. And I think they have black eyes, which is really interesting. Or Kel has one different eye color. I'm trying to remember. And now I feel like I need to reread it. Then you have the Dane twins. And they're pure evil. And I love how dark it gets. Like it goes dark. And I truly enjoy that. So I like all of this because she goes there. And I appreciate it. Most of the time I wish in books that it just went a little bit farther. And this kind of, it did it all. It did it all for me. I'm very excited to continue on with this series. I didn't know anything going into this, and it was just so enjoyable to just figure it out as I went. It's so good. Now I kind of want to reread it, but then I should just finish on with the series, and then things will be explained. I just want to know about Kel's past. Can I just know about it? Some of the action scenes are really intense, really fun, and it does get emotional at the end. The imagery, beautiful. Like I said, her costumes, I could see them very vividly in my mind. The world is very dirty and gritty, so the imagery was on point. She's a very good writer. There's a particular standout scene that I can't say. There's two! It's between Holland and Kel, and then near the end with Rye and Kel. They're in here. Whenever you read it, I can just like, if I had my wand and I could just give you the memories. That's probably, yeah. I can't really tell you my standout scenes unless I do an individual review with some spoilers. That's what I might do. Half spoiler free and then half spoilers, because personally I love spoilers. I love getting to vent along with you and some of your thoughts. So I'm a spoiler queen, but I would have the video split up so that if you didn't read it, you wouldn't have to encounter the spoilers. Okay? Okay, you can tell me down below whether you want spoilers or you do not want spoilers. How about that? Would I recommend this book? Yes. Second book I read this month is A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I thoroughly enjoyed this as well. My first impressions, I mean, I think the covers are pretty cool. You know, they're not that bad. And it's just the cover is what the cover is. I think the book length, I felt like the book length was proper for it. I now feel like I'm wanting more, so I feel like that's a good thing. I was hooked. I saw her world. I saw the outfits. I saw the characters, and I think that that's talent within itself. It's just so... My rice is done! Does it stop? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna finish this video first, and then I'll eat. Because now I'll have rice all over my face. The only thing I would say about the writing is that it was definitely a more mature protagonist versus a 19-year-old Feyre. That was my only thing, is that this is definitely an adult book to me, because I'm more mature, I guess. I have more mature writing style palette. She was not 19 to me. The writing was way more mature. So that's all I would say. I really enjoyed her writing because it was just so easy to read, and the world was so easy to comprehend. But she was definitely not 19. Well, I mean, that's not fair to say, because she jumped into reality real quick. She had to become mama bear, and she had to hunt, and it was life or death trying to keep her family alive. So maybe she was just a very mature 19-year-old. I thought the storyline progression went really well. There wasn't really any points in the story where I was thinking, okay, let's get on with it. I didn't feel that at all, so I felt the progression was pretty well. And if you don't know, this is kind of a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and personally, I do feel the Beauty and the Beast vibes in here. Tamlin, who's one of the main characters in this book, he does have the ability to turn into a beast form, so that's kind of the Beast, and she is taken from her family. She kind of did something that was punishable, and she was kind of shipped off to this other land with fairies and high fae, and she was kind of a prisoner, yet she kind of had the posh life, if you will. So she really didn't have to hunt or want for anything. She got a library. So, I mean, of all places to be held prisoner, the world does have its dark moments. They have, what the freak are those creatures called? There's tons of different creatures that are very creepy in those scenes. she did those things very well. Some of the encounters with some of these weird creatures were very creepy, which I liked. So she's kind of shipped off to this land, and she's kind of held prisoner, and she's forced to stay in this kind of fairy high fae land. So that's kind of that Beauty and the Beast reminiscent of that, but really it kind of goes off into its own kind of thing. So that's as much as it's similar to Beauty and the Beast. Feyre, Tamlin, the lead high fae, he's a high up high fae. Lucian, I loved his character too. Learning about his past was very emotional, and after you kind of learn about their history and their past, you become even more connected with them as to why, you know, why they are the way that they are, and why he seems so thick-skinned and stubborn is because you learn about his past, and that made it even more emotional. And I became even more connected to him because I knew, you know, you feel like you know more about them as you go. And I think all of the characters were pretty strong, and so yeah, you know, I don't want to give anything away or tell you who the love interest of this person was, because I just want you to find out for yourself. But it had very strong characters. You know, she is a mortal human in a fairy land. They're not a big fan of humans. The castle and the grounds and their outfits, and you know, I just saw it like a movie, you know, and how beautiful. I think they did pick it up for a movie, which I'm very excited about. Would I recommend this book? Of course. Both of these books, I highly recommend. Really enjoyed them. I can't wait to read the next ones. I know I'm a little late to the game with this third one that just came out. I'll get to it eventually, guys. I will get to it. A Court of Mist and Fury. I just want to know the hype. I'm ready for it. As I am recording this, I would like to along with some of these talking points, write out some of my thoughts too, so it's a little bit more organized, and I have some of the characters in there, kind of a touch of how I felt about them. But in the future, I'd like to have some individual book reviews. And like I said, vote down below if you are a spoiler queen or a spoiler freak like I am. I enjoy some spoilers. Half spoiler free, half spoilers, because that's what I like. I don't know about you guys. I just want to vent. I want to like word vomit my feelings. So the moment we've all been waiting for. And I'm excited. I've been looking at these envelopes for the past, how many, like 2 weeks now? And I want to know, because I want to read all of them. So, 22 of you voted, which thank you so much. That was so fun, having you guys interact and vote. So I'd like to have some more interactive videos. Number 4 obviously won by a landslide. So I had 11 votes for 4, 1 vote for 1, 3 votes for 2, 2 votes for 3, 2 votes for 5. And 3 votes for 6. So every number was accounted for. So we didn't have, you know, a depressed number that got no votes. It's like being chosen last for the teams. So all of our numbers are satisfied and they're not depressed. So that's good. So let's open up 4. I'm ready. So here's envelope 4. So let's see what it is. I'm actually nervous. Emma! Okay, so sorry. So excited to read Emma. Obviously by Jane Austen. So I'm very excited. It's so funny because I've been reading nothing but high fantasy lately, and I need kind of a, you know, whenever you do wine tastings, you kind of need some like chocolate or some, you know, smell some coffee or something to kind of desensitize you for a second. And so I picked up Bridget Jones's Diary because I've always loved the movies and I haven't read the books. So I decided to pick that up, and it's kind of a Jane Austen inspired, so I'm very excited to, where are you? Very excited to pick up and read Emma, because I've wanted to read this for so long. So if you guys wanted to read Emma too, please read it alongside me. I'm going to read it this month, and then we can talk about it. I'll do a separate review for Emma, and like I said, have half non-spoiler and then spoiler. So I'm very excited. Sorry, I'm glowing. I'm so excited. It's like 2 Jane Austen books in a row, kind of. That just made my mood, and now I'm gonna have chicken and rice. It has been my April wrap up and 1 book TBR. Well, 2 books, because I talked about Bridget Jones' Diary. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I'd love your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.